6:30. Okay. Go down to the other field and do that one too. It can. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. But yeah, it's a good fun map. I started it a couple of times, and I was always looking forward to doing something serious with it. And then when Seasons came out, even though the map wasn't prepared for Seasons, I decided it was something I wanted to do with that map. And yeah, 500 hours, over 500 hours. I think we're up to 530, getting on for 540 on one map. That's kind of a testament to how much fun of a map it is. Oh, I'm just doing another field of wheat. Okay. Oh well. I hope that doesn't matter. This was a field of oats. Kind of looking forward to Seasons 19 because it's going to remember what the crop before the last one was. And that's part of the problem playing Lorefolds is I'm always doing oilseed radish as the sort of the winter cover crop to provide some cheaper fertilizer. But that then leaves the field showing the last crop grown on it was oilseed radish. And actually what I want to know is what was the last harvested crop on the field. Looks like... I'm not sure, I might have missed a bit there. Shadows are getting a little bit long. Check it on the way back up. Oh yeah, you can see it from here. But with Lorefolds we've got Day 5 and 6 of fall still to do. Then we'll probably have a fast skip through winter because we can't actually do much of anything. And all of spring. And one, maybe 2 days in summer to complete the cow breeding program. And then after that, I may call it quits, I don't know. But I would have to find something else to do that is as enjoyable. Yeah, most of the time if a new game comes out and I've got it, the older version is going to be retired. Yeah, I saw the Silver News Seasons video. He also did one on the Horse DLC, which should be out on the 18th, I believe he said. Now that's going to be fun. I know there were a couple of things I used on the previous one in 17. Oh, that's a big gap. I mean, while I liked the seed tenders and the fertilizer tender, I was pretty much already into that with the huge auger wagon the huge auger wagons that I have on Lawfolds. You know, I'm running 20,000 litre augers to ship seed and fertilizer from the store, and 20,000 litre tanker for fertilizer. So, you know, that horse stuff not so much interested in, but some of the other stuff I definitely got into. Although I think I've switched it in and switched it out on Lawfolds. I was using the slurry spreaders, but I kind of found them restrictive in some situations, and figured I'd go for a normal one from that point onwards. We're going to need to put lights on here. Oh, that's not so easy to make out though. Though some of Sylvan News's pronunciation drives me up the wall. But, you know, good source of information, but sometimes it's like nails on the chalkboard. So, oh, no, that's not how you pronounce it. Please stop. But since he covers a lot of the games I play, it's a good source of information and something I can watch while I'm working. How are we doing on seed supply? We bought all the seed back last week, so should just be able to get some from the wooden shed. Be able to get about 3 more runs down this field before we're out of seed. So I think we should. Well, it's like Sealy P and Farmer Klein's mod reviews. And you know, some mods I'll download because of their reviews, and others I look at and say, well, it's kind of like all the other mods in that category, and I don't see anything importantly different. that makes me want that over something else. And I did get Farm Sim 17, I did get rather enthusiastic downloading mods when I first started playing. And the result was you go to the store with all the mods loaded and you can't find anything. So round about the end of the first year, most of my game saves, I started basically going through the list of mods and selecting which mods I wanted to use on that farm, and went with that. And then every so often it would be, oh, I want that flatbed trailer, and so I'd go and search, I'd exit the game and I'd search through the mod list to eventually find it, and that could take upwards of 10 minutes sometimes. And then as soon as I found it, check it off and go back into the game and buy it. But it made shopping a lot easier in game when you don't have a significant number of mods loaded. There was, I'm kind of done with Seed Tank. Let's say I fast winded through that one. There were some pertinent bits. Obviously, the fact that it's a complement to the existing IT runner pack, and you can get short, medium, and long trailers. I don't know what they call them, but you can get short, medium, and long things to stoke on the back of your IT runner trailer, and the new IT runner pack trailer is a very short 2-axle trailer, and the existing IT runner trailer is a 3-axle very long one. Now that's kind of going to be important if I'm using an IT runner truck, for example. What am I parked next to? That is Seed. That is open. Obviously not close enough. There we go. So, for example, if I go to trucks, these hook lift trucks are long base, so I couldn't use the new IT runner pack or sit modules on the back of the truck because they wouldn't work very well and could fly around all over the place. But he has included some long wheel or some long base modules to put on the hook lift, and they would fit on the truck. And then you could get a short trailer for the other one. You're not limited to getting a long one, although that kind of restricts what you're able to do. Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, this is where we got to. Having a 300 horsepower tractor and a 100 horsepower tractor, the 100 horsepower tractor can't haul all the equipment that the 300 can. So you end up limiting yourself as, well, I can only do this with the I can only cultivate and seed with the 300 horsepower tractor, but I can fertilize with either of the tractors because there's such a big difference between the two. Did I forget? I did forget to. Okay. Let's try turning on the seeder before we drive down the field. That's always a good plan. But yeah, I didn't watch all of the IT Runner pack set, because it's sort of, yeah, and here's a bale trailer, and here's a logging trailer, and here's a, yeah, okay, fine, I get the point. But the IT Runner trailers are very small. Things like the milk trailers, only 8,500. The fuel or water or fertilizer or herbicide tanker is also only 8,500 litres. Something I liked about the AR frame stuff is it's generally 20,000 litres on the same size truck or trailer. So that said, at least now on the IT Runner pack, I've got the option of transporting animals or moving liquids or solids around. Don't have an auger wagon on it though, which means when I get into major seed tendering work, I'm going to have to get a standalone auger rather than a module for a back of an IT Runner. I don't know if we'll ever see the AR frame again, because that was worked on by GTX Mods, and GTX Mods is no more. Which is a bit of a shame, because I like that pack. I liked that pack over the IT Runner because it had more options. I've only got 8 hours on this tractor, which is bad going. Oh, now that'll be interesting to look at. I missed that if he produced it today. Although, to be fair, I got through most of my YouTube videos very early this morning, so I wasn't out hunting for YouTube videos over the afternoon. Yes, and that, I mean, it's entirely possible I might eventually get some IT Runner stuff on this map. Because first place through I did on this on 17, I did use the IT Runner pack. And the second playthrough, when they produced the map with the bigger fields, the AR frame system had come out on the GTX Mods website, and so I downloaded that from there, and primarily because it had the more options. It had options of animal transporters, auger wagons and stuff like that. And then when I quit on Old Streams when Seasons came out, I switched to Lawfolds, and on Lawfolds I've used exclusively the AR frame system. but as it was released in its final version on the Mod Hub rather than on GTX Mod's site. I mean, when it was released, I contacted the webmaster on GTX Mods and said, oh, hang on a minute, it looks like, you know, this has been released on the Mod Hub. Did you know about it? He said, yeah, that's my programmer. He's quit the team. And he decided to release it onto the Mod Hub. So, yeah, we fully endorse that version. And it had a couple of enhancements, which is why I dropped using the GTX Mod pack and used the main Mod Hub pack. But GTX were the crew that produced probably the first multi-silo. It was actually a shed that I used very frequently, which I actually used on this farm, because although you can store grass and hay and straw at the main silo on Oldstream, the GTX silo allowed you to store wood chips, TMR, silage, and I think pig food as well. They also produced a couple of fixed stations that you could just load up with grass, hay and straw, and over time it would produce TMR. Grass, hay and straw, no, that's wrong. Straw, silage and hay, and so you just drove up to it, dropped in bales or loose of whatever, and just let it stand there. It would produce TMR until the capacity was full. You drive up with the tipper alongside and unload into the tipper the TMR. And then they produced a pig feeding one as well, which was I never really got into pigs until I went to Lawfolds after Goldcrest. So I did pigs right at the beginning of the game, while I was still learning how to play it on Goldcrest, and then I gave up on pigs until I figured, oh, I haven't done the pig breeding achievement. I'll do that on Lawfolds, and it really didn't take long. But I don't have a pig food mixer. This is getting difficult to see. Okay, we are at 7 o'clock. We've nearly finished this block. Do not reverse into the stream while you can't see your tractor. Always a good plan. Reverse back and do the end bit. And we are done. Okay, that's 2 fields planted. Turn that off. Let's check the coverage. Actually, that looks good. So, 2 and 6. how are they doing? Nearly ready. 3 and 4 are going to need fertilisation. I could probably do that now. Won't take long. Yes. Let's drive on the proper side. Turn our work lights off because that's probably illegal. Having our brights on is probably not wise either. So what shall we... may go barley for 7 or for 5 or whatever that field is then, alright. But we'll have to see what the job is in the morning. After we've slept the night. I'm thinking we're probably going to have some harvesting to do. And bingo. Okay. Let's find the spreader. I believe I parked it over here. Yeah. There we go. So yeah, it's like this spreader. Normally I probably wouldn't bother with it because there's so many other small spreaders out there that, yeah, why bother with a 1500 litre spreader? However, this spreader will take lime. So that's its selling point. That's what makes it different. That's good. It's not very big. It doesn't have a huge working width. But that one selling point of I can put lime in this. Oh, good grief. Oh, I forgot to put the weight on the front. I'm going to be using an ugly amount of fertilizer on this. And the other Amazon spreader that people think has an issue also spreads lime, and is a lot bigger than this one. But if lime was a thing, I could not use this spreader on law folds for lime spreading because it's just too small. Whoa. Okay. Seriously need the weight on this. Because we are struggling. I think it's over by the thing. The front loader. We'll run over and see. Yep, there it is. Hey VH, how you doing? Okay. That should give us a little bit more stability. I think this weight is significantly big for this tractor. Okay, how do we do? A little bit there. And a little bit there. Yeah, so this wasteland here was where I put the multi-storage shed when I played this map in 17. I ended up using a TMR mixer and a front loader to load it all. Front loaders and auger wagons, I think. Because I could store everything, you know, silage, hay, straw. Why didn't you start? Here we go. And TMR all in the shed. If I got to the end of the day and it's sort of like it is now, and it's it's only 7:10 and I've got to kill an hour before I can sleep. Not that sleep was a thing back then, but you know, it was sort of, I've got a little bit of time left at the end of a session. I could mix up some TMR. I'd get the TMR mixer out, mix up a few batches of TMR and throw it back in the storage shed and leave it at that. And then when the cows got hungry, it was just a matter of driving up with a tipper and pulling out the pre-mixed TMR. I'm not doing this very straight, am I? Yeah, well. Oh, was it you who was thinking getting the Langley? I forget. Go so far over this time, and Someone in the World of Warships said they were planning, they were thinking about getting the Langley, but they weren't sure of it. American aircraft carrier. Might have been someone else. Long hauler, maybe. Okay. So, 2 fields spread. That's good. I can nip through here. I probably can't unload this into this shed. It's just a wild random guess. We shall have a go. Nope, you're going to have to unload it in the yard and then move it with a front loader. Is that it? Still have stuff in there. There we go. Okay, we'll put this back in the shed from whence we got it. What am I doing? Drop the thing on the back. There we go. Yeah, my yesterday's session, I think the moral of yesterday's World of Warships session was you really shouldn't pick playing American ships. Because every game I played in an American ship I lost. Quite badly, actually, I believe. And every game I played in anything else, I won. Even if I died in the first 2 minutes, the team ended up winning in spite of me. Okay. Shall go and move those crates again. Enough. So it does help if we lift the forks off the ground. Oh, there was still another pack at the back. Oh well. Let's turn the alarm off. am liking this tractor though. Tad bit underpowered for what I'd like to be able to do, but it's perfectly adequate for the stuff that I need to be able to do. Oops. We've rounded out there. There we go. Brilliant. So we'll need to be hauling the tipper tomorrow, I'm guessing. Hit the edge. There we go. I can put that on the floor without too much worry. Maybe so. I think yesterday I played a couple of games in the Conqueror, which were solid wins. Then I went with the Montana and got completely wasted. Well, the rest of the team got completely wasted, which didn't leave me with much of a chance against what was left. And then I think I ran a couple of games in the Megami, one of which I lost in the first couple of minutes. I died in the first couple of minutes, but we still won. And then I played a few rounds, I believe, in the Charles Martel, which is a French cruiser. And we did very well on that, in spite of the fact that we were drawing some tier 10 games. And then finally we played in the tier 9 American heavy cruiser. Lost all of the games I played in that. And then just as I was about to get off, as I said, I think it was probably Longhauler came in and said, well, I'm thinking of playing the Langley, but I'm not sure what this aircraft carrier lark's all about. So I said, oh, okay then, I'll play an aircraft carrier. So I played one game in the British Tier 4 aircraft carrier and we won it. So, yay. Although, once again, I didn't do too well because it was a Tier 5 game and Tier 4 aircraft carriers don't do well in Tier 5 games.